Hello again, Rebecca here. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to week 8, the final week of my beginner's guide to mixed media. This week we focused on powders and today is all about heat embossing. So this is how, it's kind of messy, but this is how I store my heat embossing, okay, items. These right here are not heat embossing, but I had no other place to put them. I do have an embossed pin from Ranger in black and clear. I have 2 black and 1 clear. I have, this goes someplace else, so it shouldn't have even been in here. I have my Versamark ink. I have an older one, which is like really dirty, but still works because I do have a re-inker. So this is the one and only that I've ever had, ever used. I've never had a need to open this up. So I mean, it's got popped over the years, but I'm actually thinking, and I have this one that I picked up, Stampability's embossing ink pad. So I am probably going to actually go ahead and sell those nice, fun things at the flea market. We'll get rid of those because I am getting Brutus Monroe heat emboss ink, so I'm pretty excited about that. But this is how I store mine. Now I do have some mica flakes and stuff in here, but this is a toothpick holder, just so you guys know. But I have Stampin' Up! Right now. I have Zig. I have these little guys. I have some heat and stick powder stuff. So mainly I've got the Recollections brands and the Zing brand outside of the Stampin' Up! I have a lot, as you can see. So I do want to upgrade to all Brutus Monroe because I've heard it's fabulous and I love all of Brutus Monroe's products so much, so I'm sure I'm going to love their embossing powder just as much. So I did place an order for some, and like I said, I will start like rolling them out. So like I will take, like, you know, if they don't have something that's, you know, light purple and sparkle like this one, which is called I don't know, vintage lilac, then I will keep this. But you know, if they have a blue, I will my family, we own a flea market, so, and I have ladies that go out there like, did Becky bring craft supplies in? And there was one lady that was asking for embossing powder. So now, and actually at the time I joked and said, but that's a consumable. I would never get rid of that. Like, it's not like I don't ever want to use this stamp set again. And there's nothing I can do with it. Like, I can use this until it's done. So anyway, this is how I store my little guys, and I write numbers on the top of them. You'll see why in an uno momento. But this is just a, I got this at TJ Maxx, and it's just a kitchen tray. It's an icebox tray is what it is. All right, we got some white cardstock there. I have my stamp set. This is Flower Flare from Stampin' Up! And I have the coordinating die set as well. Now, yes, I keep most of my dies in my binder, but when it's a coordinating die set, I try to keep it with the stamp set. So we are going to heat emboss today, and I'm going to make some flowers. Shows you how old it is. Like, look, the actual, it's like peeling up. Like the print is peeling up. Oh yeah, that's kind of funny. So we are going to do, I believe, whatever I have. We're gonna do this flower, and I'm probably gonna do this flower, and we're gonna do some leaves. And then we're gonna do those, and then we're gonna die cut them out. So yeah, I definitely want this one. I might just do them all, you know. I won't do them all on screen because it's going to take a while, but I will definitely work on some of them just so you can see the magic of heat embossing. Oh my god, I love it. Now these are good in case if you make a mistake and you can't restamp it, you can just take it, and a lot of times if I'll dip it in the pad, like I'll just dip it right in there and get some on there, and then color in the area that you missed, and then reheat emboss it. This is black, so this is a black embossing powder. So you can get, like, some people will just use clear emboss powder, which I actually store a different way. So my most used powders, like this one right here, is it's a smoky slate, it's a gray, and I used that a lot back in the day. And then this is a gold embossing powder, and I used that a lot. And then this is clear, obviously, so this one's packed full because I always keep this one. So a lot of people will use a different ink color and always emboss in clear. But you can use the clear embossing powder and always emboss them in the color. It just depends. It is messy. I'm not gonna lie, it is messy. So it will take, and I'm looking for my powder tool. So give me, I don't know what I did with it, you guys. Okay, so I have this guy, and then somewhere, I don't really know where. I gotta hold on, let me see if I can find that instead of wasting all this time. All right, I apologize, I found it. So I have this is an EK Success, and it is a powder tool. So the powder comes out, I don't know if you can even see that, the powder comes out that way. Or I have an embossing buddy that I save in this little guy right here, and it is powder. And I use the little binder clip, and you can see the powder in the bottom there, just to store because it makes a mess. But basically what both of those, it's the same, it does the same job, it's just different application, is before you stamp, you want to put the powder down, and then you stamp through the powder with the Versamark ink, okay? And then you pour your embossing powder on, and anywhere that the ink wasn't, and because the powder was static cling, it won't stick. But if you don't use this, you have a chance of having like a cast off of the powder, and if you don't get that all off, then when you do the heat gun, it will melt it, and you will have melted embossing powder in places you may not want it, just so you know. And also I have this embossing dauber, which the only time I've ever used this is from a book. Sad but true. All right, so we are back here, and all I did was just dab it and sprinkle, and this is why it's numbered, so I can come in here and look and go, all right, I want number 8, and then I go to my caddy and I find the corresponding number, and that is it. So today we are going to do some green. So I'm going to do 13 because I like that color. So we got this one. So those are going to be my leaves. And I have no idea. I have no photo or anything picked. Ooh, slacker is what I am. So let's do a close-up of beeswax because it's going to be florally. And I need to make sure that I get my bees. All right, so what color of flowers? Let's do a whole bunch of fun flowers. You want to, let's do 34, which is going to be this one, and let's get a 8. Let's get a coral in there. So we got coral and pink, Let's pop in some yellows, which is 33. Do you want to add some sparkle? I ask like you guys can talk to me. Let's do number 9, which is that pretty blue, because you know you gotta have some blue flowers. Let's get that first one, that light purple, for some sparkle. And yeah, I think that's gonna do it, don't you guys? Maybe 22? I don't even know where 22 is. Oh goodness. I got so many. Oh, there's a copper's really good. Right? No, copper's this one. Yeah, that's a pretty color. Oh, there's 22. Oh, 22 is that one. I need 16. Jeez. Just the whiz. This little pretty silver color. Okay, so we kind of got a smattering. See, I've used them so much that I've got them out of order, you guys. Like they used to be in here like all in the correct number, so I just like not so much anymore. All right, so I am going to get everything prepped. But yeah, this is all the colors that I have, and I love embossing powder. It's magical. So I'm gonna get everything prepped, and we'll come back and we'll work on it. Well, upon further review, I apparently have 2 of the die sets, and I am not 100% sure how that happened, which is going to be kind of fabulous for this layout, because I'm going to be doing a lot, so I'll be able to cut 2 flowers out at once. Just let you guys know. All right, so we are going to do one together, the embossing part, so that you can see. Maybe do 2. Just so you guys get the point. But with all of these that I'm going to be doing, it would be like a lot to try to do all on screen. So, you know what? We'll do 3. We'll do 1 with the zig. The zing. Why do I keep calling it zig? Is it zing or zig? It's zing. We'll do 1 with the recollections. We'll do 1 in each color. Let's do the yellow. All right. So that way you can see those 4 different embossing powders and how they work. Now, because I'm going to die cut them out, I'm not going to use any of the powder tools or anything because I don't care. So we are going to, we'll take this guy right here. Yes, super dyed, super stained, all around. So basically, I'm just going to get it inked up, and now it's clear stamping powder, ink. So you're not going to be able to see it. All right, like I can see the watermark on it, but that's about it. Coffee filter. And we're gonna start with this. This is just like the ones that you get on Amazon. This was my first venture into heat embossing, was these little cheapos. And let me tell you what, worked just fine for me. They've got me through a lot. And then you just dump it on. And then just tap it off. And you're left with that, okay? So then now you have to be careful not to knock that, because that's just powder just lightly sitting on there. Then the coffee filter is for this. Maybe. I'm trying to do it so you guys can see and me still not make a mess. Just fold it. And pour it back in. So that's that one. So we're going to come back over here with the same flower. I just kind of squish it down in there, and I'm going to do each corner, and it's a sticky ink. I'm going to come in with the Stampin' Up brand. Couple taps just to get the excess off. Coffee filter. I always put the lid back on right away because I have spilt it. I have done it. Seriously not fun. And we're gonna do this corner over here. Stamp, hold. Being a Stampin' Up demonstrator, I learned how to stamp. You always stamp and hold, especially when it's just so the ink has time to absorb. Now this stuff has like big flakes of sequin on there. Big flakes of sequin. Has bigger sequins, Lord. Now I've tried to like dump it back in the bottle from here. I just end up making a mess. Like, I know my limitations as a person, and I'll make a mess. But see, this stuff will last forever. Like, I mean, I heat embossed on cards for years. And I didn't put a dent in any of it. Which is why I'm thinking that, you know, I'll just be selling to that nice lady that wanted heat embossing. Okay, there is something on my stamp. I scraped some of the ink off, so we'll just put some more back on there. And you press and hold up. And so this was the Recollections, and now this is the Zing. And I'm trying to be careful not to knock this around too much, because you will knock the powder off. It's just like temporarily held on there. The magic happens with the heat tool, which we'll be doing in just a minute. Some people do the flick from the other side. I don't do that as much because I feel like you knock too much off. Now you can tell I've used the blue quite a bit, or it's the one I spilt. Okay. Super wet, super sticky ink. Really any pigment ink should work because it stays wet. Dye ink is not going to work. Let me get these little guys out the way. All right, so now I have to turn the heat gun on, okay? So it is gonna get loud, but I'll show you. I just have the Amazon. This, I've had several different, you know, several different brands. This one is phenomenal. Never touch this. I've done that before on accident, and I don't know why I touched it, and that still scared me to this day. But I mean, this thing starts to glow red because it's a Wagner. It's a tool for, like, it's a heat gun, you know, that like boys use in their sheds and stuff. All right, so let's turn it this way so you can see them all, and let's zoom in a little bit more. All right, so it's gonna turn this on now, and I usually let it heat up for about 5 to 6 seconds before I apply the heat to this, just so that I know that it's good and hot. So here we go. also hang it on a purse clip. So it's like always hung right there. Okay, so you can kind of see, and if you could see, it was dull and now it's got a sheen to it. Do not touch it till it's dry. It is melted plastic basically, and it will burn you. But yeah, so here is the cheapo Amazon brand. Here is the Stampin' Up brand. The Recollections Shiny Shimmery one. And the Zing. Now, obviously, this one gave the best coverage. You could go and while it's still hot, dump some more powder on it and go again if you wanted a, you know, flat surface. If you're doing the clear embossing and you're just trying to like really make some kind of enamel die, you know, die cut basically, it's recommended to do like 3 layers of clear embossing powder. But yeah, also you always want to look. You can see as it changes. I don't know if you guys, I know you could see that because I was watching in the camera. You could see how it starts to turn shiny. Once it turns shiny, move away. You actually, you know, because this kind of gives a little bit of a raised, I'm trying to see if the camera will pick that up, a little bit of a raised effect. You will actually squish it down. You can over melt it and burn it. Some people will go in from the back and heat it up from the back first, you know. So then all we're gonna do is we're gonna come in. So I'm gonna get a whole bunch of all of these different guys done. And then we're gonna take our little die right here and figure out how it's supposed to line up, to be honest with you. Not 100% sure. Like that. I'm gonna cut them all out, and then when I come, you know, I'm gonna die cut them out. I'm gonna do that all off screen. So we are going to do all the stamps. I'm gonna do them in, you know, I'm probably gonna do 3 of each color in each stamp and then move to the leaves, and we'll make a pretty, pretty layout. All right, so stay tuned and we'll be working on the layout. All right, so that took a while and I never got back to it that day, so I did just finish them all up and toss them in here. They are not perfect, but that's kind of what I like when I die cut. Like, I don't want it to be perfect, which I guess is good because they never are. I am like user error alert. So I've got the big leaves, the little leaves. I've got all the different flowers from that stamp sets. I'm just trying to kind of nicely pull it to the side. And we get our fun, whatever this is. It's a mix-in and it's from the, I think this is from like the January or the Serenity collection, to be honest with you, that mix-in. Because it's all the blues in there, which I'm digging. But we made our own embellishments. So we're gonna trim this picture of my little dog who is pouting because she didn't get her way, you guys. My dog is a pouter and she knows it. Somebody was probably eating something, so didn't give it to wanted, or dad wants to take a nap and he didn't let her in the bed. And whenever I talk about my dog, I talk in what I think is her voice, like, oh, this is so not there. So anyway, yeah, never mind. So we're gonna put this picture, I think I'm gonna do it in the middle, and I'm gonna build the floral clusters like so. So let's make sure we're in screen, because I know she's right here. That leaves 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so we just have to stay right there. I'm gonna keep the floral clusters right in that area. So I always start with the largest. Then you can always come back later and fill in the gaps. So we're gonna sort these out. Kind of thought I had a collection to go with this, but I think I stole it for something else. I know, right? Also, whenever I do this type of design, I always use liquid glue, and that is just so that I can tuck and, you know, put things all underneath. So we're going to just run that one off the page. I'm gonna run that one off the page. I'm a runner. And we're just gonna kind of make the layout as like so. See, tuck. I like to tuck. Whoa. And grab some of the purple. Probably want to run that one under as well. And yeah, I'm fully aware that like some of this is going to get covered up. But that's why I made so many of them. So then we don't really have to think about it. Okay, next up is these little, to me they look like firecrackers. And we're just going to start tucking those in. Run that off the page. Let's tuck that guy in there. So yeah, so what have you guys thought? I know that we only got tomorrow left and then the class is over. Oh, I'm gonna miss it. I mean, obviously we're gonna, you know, we're gonna do it again and we're gonna keep the Facebook going and all that fun stuff. But I've had a lot of fun. You guys have had a lot of fun playing along. And all your comments have just like totally warmed my itty bitty heart, and all the nice things that everyone has had to say is just mind blowing. I just feel so blessed to be able to be a part of such a wonderful community. And we are going to keep going. I am going to load this page up. Just keep kind of tucking, and let's just fill this little area up over here. Get this little guy tucked in there. I really like the contrast of the colors too. Like you have the real shiny blue and the glittery purple, like the pastel pink, and then like the muted yellow. Like, I think it's kind of a muted color. A little purple out there. Let's get yellow right there. Not even tucking that bad boy under. That guy there. Get another blue. Let's see if we can squeeze him right there. And now I'm just looking for spots where we need like a little bit more of the color represented. So like right there. I mean, I know it's right here, but this was kind of missing it. We're just gonna stick this guy right there because I need a place to put him. And we're gonna round it out right there. And now we have all these itty bitty ones. And these are just gonna get popped right on top. of contrasting colors so that, you know, it does like stick, because, you know, they will melt into each other. So just wherever I can find a cute little spot to stick one of these little guys. And it will take a little bit longer to dry on top of the embossing powder because it's slick. So that's fun. But yeah, I really like this. One right there. And we got a couple more purples to add. One more coral. Put that guy right there. And then we're going to stick the leaves in. Now, I have a question for everyone, because I've been seeing it on the Facebook groups lately of people asking about titles. And some people are like, gotta have a title. Other people are like, I don't. What do you guys think? Do you always have to have a title on your layout? Like, I find that I don't. I don't know if you notice it, but I kind of let like random things sometimes be my title. And I'm okay with that because I don't know. I started scrapbooking, you know, basically on my own. Like I didn't like have a friend to scrapbook with. There wasn't, you know, mixed media or YouTube. There wasn't all that fun stuff. So I didn't necessarily have a title until I started watching like Mercy Tira and Nicole Jones, and I was like, wait, are we supposed to, oh my god, am I supposed to have titles on all these pages? And well, like, you can only come up with the same title so much. So you guys will notice I don't always have a title on my page. Does that bother you guys? Like, do you have to have, also it started looking a little like funky with the way I was doing this, so I started like popping them out. I don't know if you saw that, but it was looking like really uniformed, and I wasn't digging that at all, you guys. But yeah, I am using everything in this little sheet over here that I made. And I am just like filtering them in. Now I have no idea where the picture's gonna go. The picture's gonna cover probably a lot of this up, so don't get mad. See? So I'm just gonna put her right in there. And I am going to use some liquid glue to do so. And this is not gonna have a title because this is just Bee pouting on the couch, and I feel like that's cool. I'm gonna press that down. We are gonna go ahead and stick a bee on there. Dang Skippy we are. All right, so this is like the challenging part because these are like, I don't know. Scissors aren't gonna do it. One of these days I am gonna cut myself. But not today. So just pop that off. We're gonna get a little bee in here because it is flowers and it is, you know, bee. Just gonna put that bee right there. And we're gonna cap this. All right, so if you like the layout, please give me a thumbs up. Click that subscribe button down below if you have not already. Don't forget, I knew that was gonna happen. To join the Facebook group and post all of your creations. And if you are posting one for today's class, there is an album. So make sure you put it in the album as well so others can go through and get inspired. I will always leave these photos in there. The next class is starting in a few weeks, and it is simple to stunning, and it's going to be another 8-week series. where we take a simple layout, we create a simple layout, and then for the next 2 days we add in mixed media or tools or, you know, a whole bunch of fun things to make it more of a stunning layout. Just, you know, I had a subby that had come up with the idea, but I had also had people like ask me about how I do my layers and, you know, what's my finishing touches, and I'm like, oh Lord, I don't know, because I mean, I thought I was done, and look, I'm still going here because it just didn't look finished enough. So you guys know I love my sketchy lines. Just got to be careful, and I'm using a really thick one, but I feel like it's going to finish this page off because I don't have any embellishments other than all those fun florals that we made. And that's kind of the whole point, is, you know, let the mixed media do the work for you. You know, the layout, all I had to do was assemble it. The layout was done. I'll just kind of get this right here. And if you guys have anything you would like to see, I will also have the links to the Close to My Heart channel, my Close to My Heart website, and the Brutus Monroe website if you would like to pick anything up. I have since used the Brutus Monroe embossing powder, you guys, and just so we all know, I will be switching to Brutus Monroe because, oh, mama like. All right, so that's it. That's my layout. I will see you guys tomorrow with another video. Bye.